I can't bend over anymore. My fat's in the way. Holy crap, don't poop yourself.
Welcome to Stupid Movies, where we poop ourselves.
So you don't have to.
Welcome to Stupid Movies, where we watch them so you don't have to.
Yes, and this week we watch one that I got to pick and that Rob liked. So everyone out there who says I only pick crap movies, fuck you, Shivers Down Your Spine. So this was a series of 10 shorts, 9 shorts in a wraparound that they combined to make a movie.
So it was like, what, between 2011 and 2015, all these were shot.
Not rated.
And like 134 minutes long.
It was very long.
Long. Unlike my schlong. And we should say it was directed by Matthew Kister.
So there's the wraparound, and that's the only one I'm really going to describe too much. Dude finds a magic genie bottle when he tries to microwave a burrito.
Pizza.
Pizza, that's right. It was pizza, wasn't it? He finds a genie lamp in the microwave instead of his pizza. Genie pops out, gives him 3 wishes, actually turns into 4 because the first one was stupid. She's topless, and his first wish was that she put a shirt on. And his second wish is that she would tell him 9 stories. What do you give the wraparound?
So the wraparound, I liked it. It was fun. It kind of tied everything together, not the shorts themselves, but kind of the way they did it was kind of neat. And I thought the characters were cool. And it was very self-aware. I give the wraparound probably 7 out of 8.
I really dug at one point one of the stories they come back from, and he was like, well, that wasn't very good. And he was like, every anthology has at least one that's not very good. And then he looks right at the camera. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 8, too. I loved it.
The first short, what was that one? That was...
the first one was Deadbolt, which was a girl broke up with her boyfriend, and there's a ghost in her house.
It kind of starts off weak. It's not bad. I like the atmosphere of it because it kind of takes place on Halloween. And there were some decent, special effects that they used. It just wasn't that exciting. It was, me with ghost stuff.
Yeah, I know.
So that one, 2 out of 8.
Yeah, I didn't get it. It didn't make sense to me what was going on in it. I didn't quite understand it. Some of the special effects were cool, so I'll give it a 3 out of 8. Second one up was Convention Girl.
Yep.
Dude accidentally kills a hooker because she's a vampire. Only it turns out she's not a vampire. The dude was on drugs. And then he pulls a stake out and, she was a vampire. 8 out of 8. I love this one. This one might have been the highlight for me.
Good practical effects and it had some gore, which is pretty neat.
Good dialogue back and forth. I thought they were believable.
Acting was, pretty solid for, surprising as a whole, really, throughout the whole thing. I was actually impressed with that, with acting. Yeah, but, I don't know, not much to it. I give this one 4 out of 8.
Third one, little girl, parents are talking, and it's her birthday, but she broke some rule, and so they decided not to let her celebrate her birthday, and they killed her and ate her.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. I dug that because, at first I was thinking, what? It's just, these people are arguing, they're fighting. I don't care about any of this. Where's the girl? What's going on? And there's just kind of like a Tales from the Crypt type twist right at the end. They open up and you see the arm and part of the head and stuff. And I was like, okay, that was kind of cool. I did 6 out of 8 on that one.
I didn't like it as much as you did. It was interesting, but yeah, it was just way too much. It just didn't do it for me. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 8. Fourth one was Whispering Board, which was when the group of friends got together to play with the Ouija board. They talked to the one's dead ex-boyfriend, finds out the one friend killed them all.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm whispering. I'm bored. I'm whispering.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I like this one.
Oh my God, I just fucking got that.
Win for me. Thank you. I like this one. I thought this was kind of the first one that really caught my attention more than anything. And I don't really know why, because I'm not a big fan of the supernatural stuff, but I was like, something is weird about this. Something's not right. One of these people are going to be bad. And sure enough, it was. Good practical effects.
I want to really point that out on this one. The practical effects on this story were awesome.
For the budget they had to make it look that pretty good. And it was, most of the stuff is on screen too. You get to see it, which is impressive for indie horror because a lot of times they're quick shots and they don't really do that. Some not so great, but this one had solid ones. So I'll give this one probably 7 out of 8.
You know what? I'm right there with you. I had a blast with it. It was a lot of fun. It was practical. It looked great. I like the twist quite a lot. I feel bad because people are watching this review and we're spoiling the twist for every single one of these, but you know, fuck you. You know what you get when you watch our show. 7 out of 8. I dream of Genie. Genie. Genie?
Ginny.
How do you say that word? Genie. I don't know. I dream of Genie. This is the only other story with the genie in it from the wraparound. Dude on unemployment, disability, I think, wasn't it? Gets the magic lamp and gets to make wishes, and of course they go wrong. I'm going to go ahead and go first on this one. If I had a magic lamp, I could do everything I want with one wish. I don't need 3. Why are the people in all of these, anytime you get a magic lamp, I don't care if it's this, or it's Aladdin, or whatever it is, they're always stupid. If you get a magic lamp, give it to me, and I will make both of us happy forever. Having said that, the twist on this was hilarious. I laughed so hard the first time I saw this one, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 8 again.
I didn't like this one as much as you. It is pretty funny. There's boobs in this one. Not much for, I think, gore or practical effects in this one.
I don't think there was any.
But I did like how it ended with the little twist of his final wish or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
We've spoiled all the rest of them. Why don't we just go ahead and tell people that his final wish was that he wanted his dream girl who would do anything he wanted for him and would make him happy, and he gets the wish, and it's his mom.
That was actually his second wish.
What was his third wish?
His third wish, to end the whole thing, he said, I want all my
enemies.
That's
right. I want to get rid of my worst enemies. Yep. And he kills himself.
But overall, it's just kind of so I'll go 5.5 out of 8 on that.
Fair enough. That's still really good. Yeah. Next one up was Shortly After Nightfall. This was a film noir ghost trying to solve a murder mystery sort of. Is that about? Sum it up. It was a tough one to sum up.
But yeah, this one kind of lost me a little bit. Not because I didn't understand what was going on. I just kind of got bored.
I kind of dug. They made a lot of nods to Psycho. You know, with the cameras, and he was watching them shower. Norman Bates was watching them shower through a hole in the wall, but it's, you know, same idea.
He was Norman Bating.
Basically. And yes, I make that sound when I do it.
Kathy.
Coffee.
Kathy.
Oh, Kathy. Fair enough. Bates, yeah, I just got it. I liked it. I like film noir. This is kind of my visual style. It was a little slower, which when you're doing a 2+ hour movie, you got to be careful about slowing things down. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 8.
I like that it was kind of black and white. That was kind of neat. I'm not a big fan of the film noir stuff or the crime stuff. I do like murder mystery stuff. I did think that the exploding head by shotgun was pretty neat. But I don't know. It was just kind of meh to me. It was one of those that I just kind of wanted to skip. This one, I feel like if they would have taken out, this would have had a better flow. I don't know. Which is 3 out of 8.
3 out of 8. Fair enough, yeah. Next one up, A Bad Heart. This one was a girl who gets stabbed on Valentine's Day. She goes on a blind date, gets stabbed by a serial killer. Years later, she goes on her first blind date again on Valentine's Day, and it's the brother of the guy who almost killed her the first time. Yeah,
this one, again, was kind of slower for me. Right. I feel like the couple here in the middle just kind of slowed down too much. I don't know. It was too much. It's too much talking and too much, flashbacks and to piece it together, whatever. But I do like the fact that, it ended up being related to him.
Right.
Although I thought that was very obvious. I don't know. It was just okay. I'm going to go 2 out of 8 on that one.
I liked it a little bit more than you did, but I would have been fine if it had been left out. So I'm going to say 4 out of 8. For a short, this is middle of the road. It's not bad by any stretch. It just didn't stand out compared to some of the other ones on the movie. Next up, Last Breath. This was the one, a girl is talking on the phone to a friend. Her boyfriend is cheating on her with the friend. She's listening in to them cheating on her, gets to the end, and it turns out that she wasn't talking to the friend. She was talking to her boyfriend, and the conversation she was having did not match reality at all.
This one was probably the darkest of any of them. A little slow again, but the kind of vibe of it I dug. The reality part, he finds her hanging in her whatever that closet or whatever that
closet, yeah.
Kind of middle of the road for me. A little over me. I'll go 4.5 out of 8 just because it was kind of dark.
Yeah, I'm there with you on this one too, man. It was dark. It was sad. And then you see the end and you find out that it was all in her head and you feel even worse. It was a pretty fun story. So I'll give it a 5 out of 8. I liked it. And so they go from that into what was possibly the lightest one, which was A Christmas Horror Story. People who work at a theater on Christmas Eve are getting picked off one by one by Santa Claus. Oh, by the way, it was set in the 80s.
This was my favorite one. This was the best one. This was an 8 out of 8 for me for a few reasons. For one, it takes us the killer Santa Claus trope, which, I mean, that's always fun. And it was an 80s throwback. So, and I thought they did a really good job with not only the way they shot it, it looked like it was an old VHS with the filtering, however they did that, but in their wardrobes and everything too, and the way they acted, I thought they nailed it. And the music and the score was awesome. And then, of course, the blood and gore and practical effects were pretty spot on too. So,
dude, I really dug this one. Obviously, I love anything that's set in the 80s. This is the 80s how we want to remember the 80s, like all the neon and the bright colors and everyone's goofy and happy and having fun. I love films set in a movie theater because to me that's just so cool. It's like, why don't they do more of this? Overall, it was fun, so I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 8. Why don't we talk about it as a whole like we would a normal movie? What did you like? What didn't you like?
Yeah, so overall, I thought as a whole, I thought that, I was impressed by the acting. I don't think there's any like really bad acting in there, but the quality of it was actually pretty good. A few shorts better than others, but as a whole, I thought it was pretty sweet. There was a good amount of blood and gore. The practical effects looked pretty awesome more than others, but as a whole, pretty good. Really, for what it is, I thought the whole thing was pretty impressive. It was a little too long for me. I don't like it being 2 hours and almost 14, 15 minutes.
Right.
Whatever. So cut out a couple in the middle where it slowed down. I think this could have had better flow and have been a little bit more fun. So overall, I think I'd give this probably 6.5 out of 8 as a whole.
I like this so much. This is the third time I've watched it. Everything I like in a movie. The gore is good, the stories are good, and they're quick. So when you do have one you don't like, just wait a couple minutes, it's over. Gratuitous amounts of nudity, and it was self-aware. It had that Scream level of self-awareness that I dig in a movie when it's done right, and here it was done right.
So it's kind of a local movie, right?
There is that too, which it's it's got a home field advantage for me because anytime you film in Nebraska, you make me happy. Overall, I really liked it. There were a couple that could have been cut out, and it was too long. This would have been better had they split it into 2 movies. Having said that, I had a blast with it. I loved it. I think everybody needs to go watch this. If you're a horror fan, give it a shot. It's fun. You're gonna love it. So I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 8 overall.
So the biggest question: did this movie give you shivers down your spine?
Occasionally.
You can head over to Instagram and check out Stupid Movies at Stupid Movies. You can check Adam out at Dr. Sketch Center and at Stupid Movies, and me at The Horror Punk and at Stupid Movies. You can also head over to facebook.com/stupidmovies for stuff. Then we also have audio of this stuff if you want to just listen to us over on Bandcamp. So stupidmovies at bandcamp.com. And then regrettably, we have an email, which is stupidmovies@outlook.com.
In honor of this week's movie, because it was a genie in a bottle, email Rob pictures of your weenie in a bottle.
Damn it. I knew you were going to say that.
Where's my stop recording button? Where the fuck's my mouse? I don't want you to get pregnant.
No.
Again. I don't want you to get pregnant again, Rob.
I don't want to be pregnant ever again.